Hello, ladies, and welcome back to another episode of Get 'em Girl, a girl's guide to relationships, femininity, dating, polarity, and attraction. Okay, I know you've seen the title. Today we are talking about the fact that men love to chase women who are not chasing them back. And furthermore, I know I'm about to hit y'all with some stuff early, but furthermore, the only man that you should be chasing is the good Lord above, and even he meets you where you are. Even he meets you where you are. So why on his big green earth would you be down here chasing after men? Okay, ladies, let's just go ahead and get into it because I feel like points need to be made and we are going to fix that chasing energy today. Okay, ladies? So let's go ahead and hop into the points. First off, ladies, I need you to understand that the art of detachment is really, really attractive. And I know that sounds weird because when people think of detachment, they think of no emotion, they think very aloof and kind of cold. And that's not at all what we mean when we say detachment, okay? When I say detachment, what I want you to understand is that means you need to detach from the outcome. Okay, you need to detach yourself from what's going to be. And when we're talking relationships, you have to be able to detach yourself from the outcome of whether or not this person is going to end up being the one or not. Okay, ladies, because what happens is as you start to date someone, as you start to experience someone, a lot of times we as women, we start to form this fantasy in our head. Okay, we start to form this fantasy of what it all could be and what life would look like. And we are looking at this person and he looks like the kind of person you would be with or want to be with. And you start to form a life in your head. And here's what I'm going to tell you about doing that. A lot of times, the life that you're forming in your head with this person is based on this person being someone that they aren't even willing to be. A lot of times, this life that you form in your head is this version of this person that you see that they have the potential to be, but in reality, they're not that. Okay, so a lot of times when you get excited and you're like, I can see us doing this, this, and this, and you're forming these big drawn out ideas about what your life could look like with this person, they're not even accurate because this is not even who this person has shown you that they are, right? And so I need you to understand the art of detaching from that outcome, detaching from that fantasy, okay? And the way you do that is to become a woman who realizes that she has to move as if she has other options, because you do. Okay, even if the options are not just in your face at the moment, the fact is you have other options. There are other men that would be vying for your attention. There are other instances where you can be very happy in a relationship. This man is not the end all be all. And so I need you to detach from the outcome that this man is the one. Because if you're chasing him, I can already tell you that that's not the case. Okay? And this isn't about playing games or anything like this. It's giving you the real. The fact is, when you detach from the outcome and you start to move like a woman who has options, and furthermore, you start to move like a woman who has a busy life, okay, men don't feel so pressured to be in a relationship with you. And so what you do is you allow them the freedom to be in a relationship with you. You allow them the freedom to choose you, but you're not trying to force it by chasing them. And like I said before, men move a lot better when they have the freedom to do something, right? When he realizes that you aren't trying to force him to be with you, you could care less if it goes either way because you know you're going to be happy regardless. So that gives him the freedom to chase you. And he will operate a lot better. He will actually chase if he has the freedom to do so. Okay, so the start of this is detaching from the outcome that this has to be the person. I know it's hard and I know it sounds counterintuitive, but you have to detach from that. Furthermore, ladies, men love women who are actually obsessed with themselves. I'm talking so obsessed with yourself that you don't even allow yourself to be in a position to chase after a man. So obsessed with yourself that you will prioritize your peace than to let him come in and ruin it. So obsessed with yourself that you prioritize your time with God over time with him. So obsessed with yourself that he is not the center of your universe. Right, ladies? That is so attractive to men. That's why women with very full lives full of hobbies, interests, things to do, passions, right? Women like that are always going to be chased by a man because she refuses to make a man the center of her world. I need you to think about it like this. If a man is interested in a woman, he's going after her for her attention, right? He's going after her to get a little bit of her time. He's chasing after her to get a little bit of her facing in his direction, basically. Well, if you come into the picture and he's already the center of your attention, he's already the center of your time, you're already giving all of your time to him. What is he chasing for? You have already freely given him the thing that he would chase you for. You already freely give him your time. So I need you to get very, very in tune with loving yourself. Loving yourself so much that you give yourself full life. Loving yourself so much that you take really good care of yourself. And you start to fall in love so much with yourself that people might think you're a little conceited, right? Because when you do that and you center yourself and you take care of yourself, you put yourself in the center so that you don't put no one else in the center. Okay? And when you put yourself in a center, and the fact that men are our mirrors, when they come into the picture, they mirror that same energy. The same way they see us focusing in on ourselves is the same way that they start to focus in on us. Okay? I hope this is all making sense, ladies. Men love women who love themselves. Men love women who are obsessed with themselves because that gives them freedom to chase. And also, I know you ladies have heard the concept that if you're chasing something, that probably means that it's running away. And in the instance that a man is running from you, why in the world would you be chasing him? Ladies, there is something very aggressive and masculine about chasing someone, okay? And I need you to realize that to that person, it is a lot. It's overwhelming. I want you to think about the last time that someone chased you and you didn't want them to. Someone that you were not interested in having chase you. I want you to think back to when that happened and they actually were chasing you. Nothing that person did worked. Nothing they said worked. Nothing they could do worked because you were not interested in having them chase you. Right, ladies? It's the same with men. Men are not interested in having us chase them. Masculine men, let me rephrase. Masculine men are not interested in having us chase them. Right? And so when you get to doing that, I need you to realize it's almost repulsive. When you start to chase him and he does not actually want that, there is nothing that you can say or do that will be good enough to make him turn around and say, you know what? Let's do this. I found myself in love. I love everything about this. Usually if a man stops running, it's because you have worn him down and he has settled for the woman that has chased him down. And why would you want to be in a situation like that? Why would you want that for yourselves? Why would you want a man who feels like he's been run down and chased to the point that he just goes ahead and settles? Why would you ever want that to be your love story? Ladies, we have to think about this when we are getting into that chasing energy. What do you want your love story to look like? Do you want your story to be, well, she was chasing me for years. She was after me for years and I was living my life and I didn't see her. Oh my gosh, this whole my wife wasn't my type when we first met, all that. Do you really want that to be your love story? She chased me until I was tired. And then I said yes. Because when you chase a man and he's clearly not chasing you, that is your love story usually. That is what that looks like. And do you want that for yourself? Do you want when people ask how y'all met, how y'all got together, what's your love story? Do you want that to be your story? That's my question. Do you want that to be your story? And here's another thing about when women get to chasing men, a lot of times it shows itself as you're doing things for him, you're calling him, you're reaching out, you're putting forth the most effort and all of this kind of stuff to get his attention, right? You're doing all these nice things. You're trying to make him see you in a certain light, right? I was watching this video and this woman made a really, really great point. So when a person is doing all of these things, well, for women, if a man is doing all of these things and he's putting forth this effort, we look at that situation and we say, oh, what's his name? He's a really great guy. He does this, and this for me. He's amazing. Well, for men, when we start to do all of these things and we chase him and we're doing all these nice things to try to make him want us and all of this, they don't say, oh, she's a really nice girl. She does this, and this. What they say is, oh, I must be a really amazing guy. I must be him because I have this woman who wants to do this, and this to get my attention. I must be really great. Right? And so that was a big, big key because the fact is men don't see those behaviors in the same way that we do. And so you think by being nice and doing all these things and making yourself available and making time and putting forth all this effort and doing everything is going to make him look and say, you are an amazing person. No, he's going to say, I must be really amazing because she's doing all of this stuff for me. So I must be really amazing. They don't think of it the same way that we do. Do you get what I'm saying, ladies? And so we have to stop approaching this as if they think the exact same way as us because they do not see that the same. And ladies, one of the most attractive things is being confident without needing validation. So a lot of times the chase begins because women want to be chosen. Women want to be validated. They want to be with this person either because it kind of fulfills their ego and he looks like somebody that they want, or they want to prove to themselves that they can get this man. A lot of times that chasing comes because you're looking for a certain validation, right? But the woman who is confident without needing that validation, she's the one who gets chased the most. And that's because men can feel when you're confident without needing external sources to say so. Men can feel when you're truly confident and you don't need him to tell you you're beautiful because you already know it. You don't need him to tell you that you're desirable because you already know it. They can tell, right? And when all of that confidence comes from the internal space and not you needing people to constantly tell you, your presence becomes a privilege, right? Your presence becomes a privilege because she doesn't need to be here with me right now. She doesn't need my validation right now. She doesn't need me to tell her that she's beautiful. She doesn't need me to take her on this date to feel desirable. But the fact that she let me do it is now a privilege. The fact that she's here anyways, even though she doesn't need me to do these things, is now a privilege, right, ladies? And when you give yourself that confidence without seeking external validation, men can sense it and they feel that way about it. They feel that it's a privilege because you don't need them. I don't know if you've ever seen a situation where a man gets a date with a woman that he feels is way out of his league. When he goes on that date, he's not thinking that she needs him to tell her that she's beautiful. He's going to be thinking, well, I'm sure people tell her that all the time, right? I'm sure she knows that already. So the fact that she's sitting there with him, he feels privileged. He's like, let me not mess this up because I know she doesn't need this from me. So let me not mess this up. This is a privilege, okay? And ladies, I want you to put yourself in that space. You're the woman, okay, that if you grace a man with your presence on a date, he should be thinking, I can tell she already knows she's beautiful. I can tell that she probably gets this all the time. She doesn't need me to tell her this. So it's a privilege that she's even here. I need you to put yourself in that space. Have the confidence to know that you're that woman. Right, ladies? And the women who can mentally put themselves in that space and they know that that's who they are and they assume and they align with that role, those are the women that get chased. So you need to get in alignment with that mindset. I am the woman that when I go on a date, men feel privileged to sit across the table from me because I don't require their validation. I don't require their amen. I don't require them to tell me I'm desirable. They should be able to tell that I know that already. They should be able to tell that I have the confidence and I know that for a fact and I don't need their validation. So it's a privilege that they're sitting across from me. And lastly, ladies, I want you to think about it this way. People in general, this is not just a man thing. People in general find things more valuable, find things more precious when they have had to earn it. I want you to think about the last time that someone just gave you like $100, right? Well, when someone gives us $100, most of us, I know there may be some anomalies, but most of us, we see that as free money. We like, oh yeah, we're about to go spend this. We all in the store. We picking up extra stuff that we wouldn't have picked up on our own dime. We're spending it, right? We're freely willing to spend that money. But then you think about, what if you had to work 8 hours to get that $100? Well, at that point, if I have to work 8 hours to get every $100, I'm going to be a little bit more particular about where I spend that money. You're not about to get my hard-earned money when I have to work 8 hours for every $100 that I make. Right, ladies? So the things that we earn, we hold more precious to us. We're less likely to just throw it away. There's more guidelines, there's more attention to detail that we put behind that because we have had to earn it, right? And it's the same way in relationships. When a man has had to earn your time and attention, when a man has had to put forth effort, okay, he has invested effort, invested time, invested money into chasing you. He is not so easily willing to have that be thrown away. He values that a lot more than he would the time and attention and whatever else from a woman who just gave it all to him from jump. Okay, he's going to value the fact that he had to put in effort and make a deposit on your time and energy. Right, ladies? And so he's going to hold that to be more precious. He's going to realize that, no, this is something that I've worked very hard for, and I'm not just about to fumble it. Right, ladies? And so it is more near and dear to a person when they have had to earn something. And so that's part of the reason why we have them earn access to us. But furthermore, we have them earn access to us because of our own boundaries as well. Because when you are a woman who has put in the time and the attention into curating a life that is beautiful and full of your interests and your own hobbies and things you love to do and passions, and you can pick what you want to do with your time and you love what you do to earn income and all of these different things, once you have curated such a beautiful life that you love, you are not willing to just let anyone come into that, because anyone who comes into that is a potential disruptor. Okay? And so you have to make people earn access into that world so that they don't come in and just be disrupting things. Okay? It's rights of access. Right, ladies? So it's like security clearance. When you have a beautiful life, They have to earn their way in as a way to secure that lifestyle. It's a way to keep people from coming in and being able to mess everything up. Okay? When you have them earn it, this is a way for you to be vetting them and saying, okay, well, this is a person that I can kind of bring into my life, and I know that they won't mess me over. They won't mess up my lifestyle. They won't mess up my peace. They won't have me doing things that I don't align with. They won't have me in a lifestyle and changing things about my lifestyle to where everything is unraveled and I don't even know who I am anymore. That's why we really make them earn the access, because what we have created for ourselves in our life should be so beautiful that we need security clearance for it. We need to vet them before they get too close. We need to make sure that they're putting forth the effort so that when they get there, they have some kind of decorum. They got some kind of sense, and they don't come in just doing any old thing and messing up everything. Right, ladies? That's the beauty of having men earn access to you. Okay, ladies, so I hope that this all made sense. All in all, you need to be focused on yourself, and you need to realize there is a whole big wide world out there with a whole lot of men in it, and there is no reason for you to be chasing one. Okay? Commit to yourself, commit to your peace and your lifestyle, and become obsessed with you. And I'm telling you, the right one, the right person, it'll be plenty of persons actually, will actually chase after you. You won't have to do that anymore. Okay, ladies? And so if you are claiming this for yourself and you're getting out of chasing energy and you're allowing yourself to be chased while you love on yourself, go ahead and drop I attract effortlessly in the comments. Okay, ladies, this is our positive affirmation for the day, and I want you to say that for yourself before you leave this channel. Okay, so don't forget to go ahead and like and subscribe if you have not already. Check out some other videos. I linked them in the description box, and I want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Get 'em Girl, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.